So some of my friends and students have asked me to do a half-hour session on helping balance the emotions and also relaxing. So basically Shavasana, while I lead you through some guided emotional meditation instruction. We can try this. So if you'd like to lie down on your mat or your bed and just check that the shoulders are away from the head. If your back is hurting, obviously bend the knees. If you're okay with your back, the legs are straight and separate them 2 to 3 feet apart. And take the toes going outwards, heels inward. And then the hands are about 1.5 feet away from the hips, palms upwards, and just jiggle those shoulders down a bit more. Okay, so hopefully you're lying comfortably and you have the recording next to you so you can hear me. And first of all, simply allow the body to be breathed and notice how the body is feeling. So you might need, for example, a cushion underneath your head. Usually I need a blanket over my body to feel cozy. Sorry. And probably have socks on. So we're just trying to find the most comfortable position possible. If you find you're uncomfortable in this position, you can always sit up or you can roll over onto one side. Please don't stay in an uncomfortable position. That would be so unkind to you. So the body's gradually quietening down. And the breathing's gradually quietening down. And if you're someone who experiences anxiety or tension or worrying, if you like, you can count down from 20, nice and slow in your head, just to keep yourself here and present and not wandering off with feelings or moods or worries and anxieties. And hopefully you've got to 0, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then the body is still beginning to gradually relax. And we'll just take a couple of minutes to settle back fully into this present moment, into our bodies. It's a really soft landing, just gently being here. And we can give ourselves a few deep breaths. And when we breathe out, we can go, ah. Ah. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Letting go, letting go, letting go. And closing our eyes and just scanning around the body, seeing if there are any areas of tension, any tight bits, any stressed parts of the body. And if you find anywhere that's not feeling okay, a feeling of Oh, my sweetheart. Oh, my love. Let me be gentle to you today. Let me take care of you. What can I do after this practice that would help you, that would be kind? And gently, gently seeing if we can soften with each awareness. For example, my back slightly hurting. So, oh, sweetheart, let's be careful of that back today. Let's be gentle. Really keep checking that you're feeling okay today. I'm trying to soften the heart, open the heart to me. That's what we're practicing. Opening this heart area, this area that loves and cares and is tender. And of course, if in the scan you notice that any part of the body is uncomfortable, maybe it needs to be moved. Maybe you need to be moved. Maybe you need to go and lie on the sofa instead. Okay, so very, very kindly and gently noticing what you need. So moving on, hopefully with you feeling fairly comfortable, I'm going to read you one of my favorite poems, which I must have come across about, was it 2006, I think. Many of you will know it. It's The Guest House by Rumi. So just lie there, let the body go like molten lead, sink into the ground, nothing to do except listen to my voice. The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of all its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. That dark thought, that shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. So each of us in this difficult life of being human, and it is hard being human, we have times when we feel very moody, very unstable in our moods, not much emotional balance. We have difficult times where we're flooded with anxiety or grief, resentment, bitterness, pain. So it really is so hard to be human. And I am talking from experience too. But I think all of us will be nodding. Yeah, spot on. So sometimes we're just not ready to have our homes swept violently clear of all the furniture, you know? Or it wouldn't be safe to let any visitor in. It might not be safe to let that particular resentment in because we're having a bad enough day as it is already. So at the same time, we can allow that there are days when we'd say, well, yes, I will allow you in, but not today. Not today, not a good day. Come back tomorrow. As you would do to a normal visitor if your house was in chaos or you were struggling. Okay. So we're doing this acceptance of emotions in stages as kindly to ourselves as possible. Now, there are times, of course, when we totally resist a particular emotion. It's like when we pretend that we haven't heard the doorbell, or we pretend we're not in, or we barricade the door, or we just don't want to know. We wish they'd go away. We might even yell, go away. Okay. So for a moment, we can lie here thinking, yeah, there are some emotions I find really difficult. And we can be so kind to ourselves for that. It's okay. It's okay to say, I don't want to deal with this in this moment. Thank you. So let's just breathe with that, allowing ourselves off the hook. We don't have to. There's no shoulds and oughts. We can resist if we wish. So just double checking for a moment, are we being able to be very accepting of the days when we go, no thanks, go away. Don't want to feel this. I'm going to go out and do one of my distraction activities or put the television on. And then sometimes we're a little bit curious. We might think, oh, now this feeling, what is it actually about? What is it really about? And we might very gently open that door, have a little peek, just a little one. Don't invite them in yet, just a peek. What is this feeling? Why does it keep tap, tap, tapping to come in? Are we frightened of it? Scared of it? Does it sometimes come in and totally overwhelm us? And any ordinary human being would be scared of an emotion like that. So have a little peek and you can shut the door again. And then there are times when we think, okay, I can just about tolerate a little bit of time with this feeling, this mood, this bitterness, this grief, this resentment, whatever it may be, anger. So it's like we open the door a little and we let them into the foyer of the house. We let them into our front hallway, our porch. Okay. And this feeling, whatever it may be, we're kind of not welcoming it right into the home at the moment. Thank you very much. But just, stand for 5 or 10 minutes in my hallway and I'll think about it. What are you saying to me? What is this visit about? And fortunately, at any moment, you can shut the door and throw them out. Throw them out and shut that door. Obviously, long-term shutting down on emotions causes tremendous backlash, but we're talking about day to day, just now, in this moment. All those difficult feelings. And then, you know, we might stay at the stage where we're quite a lot of the time shutting the door, quite a lot of the time pretending not to be in, even quite a lot of the time just saying a few minutes in my hallway for me to experience these feelings, and then I'm doing something else. And all of those things are fine. We're actually trained to say, it's okay. I don't have to experience everything full on all the time, because it's not kind to me. I wouldn't do it to someone else, so I'm not going to do it to me. Okay. And then, you know, depending on the intensity of those feelings, maybe in a year, 10 years, 10 days, who knows, 10 minutes, we can really allow that emotion to come in, to wander around, to be in our day, to be in our lives, because we might have built up enough ability to say, yeah, I can deal with you. Yeah. But I also know exactly when to throw you out, and I can. So if you start trying to overwhelm me and it's too much, I know exactly where the door is, and I can grab you by the scruff and throw you out. So gaining the confidence to have the inner ability to say no. And that allows us a feeling of safety, that sometimes that emotion, a very difficult emotion, can come in, like having a difficult party guest, house guest. Okay. And then if we choose a fairly light emotion, you know, like a friend upset us a bit, not a lot, but a bit, or we're worried about something we've got to do tomorrow, we can say, well, actually, you know, that particular worry or that upset, come in, sit down, have a cup of tea. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear why you're here. I want to hear how you're feeling. I want to know. Okay. I always start off with the little ones, because the big ones overwhelm. As soon as you let them in, they rampage. So the little ones, what is it? Okay, what is it? We might be able to find out, uncover something. And in that way, we might be able to find something that we can think of to help ourselves. We might be able to notice something and meet ourselves with compassion. So one of the wonderful things about being human is that nobody else has any right, when it comes to our feelings, to tell us what we ought or should be feeling. We feel what we feel. There are reasons for what we feel. We may never know the reason for some of those feelings. We only may know sometimes half the story, 10% of the story. But we wouldn't be feeling them if there wasn't a reason. So, quite honestly, I find it extremely helpful to meet those feelings with kindness. And I cultivate little pet names for myself so that I can hear I'm being kind to myself. So if your grandma used to call you little petal or sweetie, you know, remember those little pet names, and we can say that to ourselves. Sweetheart, this is tough. This emotion is hard. You don't even know why this one is here. And sometimes it seems to wreck not just my day, but my week or my month or my year. Sweetheart, let's see if we can be really, really, really kind to ourselves with this emotion moving around our home. As gentle and tender as we can be. And every now and again, reminding ourselves it's really, really hard to be human. And surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, most humans are carrying difficult emotions, emotions they wish were not particularly surfacing at regular intervals. Some humans push them down or use alcohol or drugs or mega distraction like endless television or scrolling through on their phones. And apart from the ones that are disadvantageous or unhealthy for the body, sometimes it might be a good idea to use a distraction like going swimming or going for a walk so that we don't have to feel that emotion so full on for so long. So skillful coping strategies, skillful ways to allow nice moments in our day where the emotion isn't so in your face all the time. It's a bit like putting the emotion into the hallway and going off and painting your favorite activity, say painting, in another room. Knowing it's still in the hallway, but hey, another hour with that one, bit tough, huh? So going and doing something else for a while. It's our home, it's our body, it's our mind. We can choose. We can start to create boundaries internally with kindness. So I think you're getting the gist that we're not pushing anything down. We're not beating ourselves up for this. We're just accepting this is how it is and being as gentle as we can and feeling that we don't have to be overwhelmed. Some days we will be overwhelmed. And even then we try and be as kind as we can to ourselves. So in our last 5 minutes or so, coming back to just the body. And we've been talking about things that may have stirred up difficult emotions as you're lying there, resting. See if the body's okay, because emotions tend to start creating pain, discomfort in the body. So acknowledging to the body, I'm here, I'll care for you. And then let's just imagine that we're in a beautiful place, our happy place. For me, I'll let you into a few of my happy places. One is lying on a very comfortable sunbed on a coral beach with turquoise water, which is full of coral and fishes, and coconut palm trees around, and probably sipping coconut juice from a coconut through a straw. And then I put it down and I just relax. And I'm in the shade, so I don't have to worry about sunburn. And there's the sound of the sea and the waves just rhythmically splashing against the beach a little and back. If I open my eyes, in my mind's eye, there's a little cloud, tiny little cloud actually, just drifting its way across the sky. And I pretend to myself I've got several hours here with food and drink brought to me if I need it, in case I worry about that. And there's nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. For a moment, we're just being. We're just letting be. And whatever's going on for us, meeting that with as much kindness as we can. This is just how I am and who I am in this moment. And then we're beginning to end this practice of relaxation. And I'd like you to be aware of the mat beneath you and the room that you're in. Maybe place a hand to your heart. Reassure yourself, I'm here for you. Saying to yourself, I'm here for you. I care about you. I wish to be able to not only help you, my sweet, but learn ways of helping you. And I care about you. And then we're going to start moving the body. So if you like, you can move that hand down. If your knees are bent, you're almost there. So those of us who have straight legs, if we could bring the legs to parallel, point the toes and breathe in, stretch the arms up above the head and then down behind you if that's comfortable. It's quite a long stretch and you can yawn and stretch into that. If you're thinking, no, I don't want to move, don't. I won't know. Stay there for another half hour if you want, if you're comfy. And those of us who do want to move, then let's bring the hands back to the sides and bend the knees to join the others with the bent knees. And then rolling over onto one side. Slowly and carefully pushing with the arms to come up. Sitting either on the floor or on a chair now, or on your sofa, on your bed. And just pausing for a moment to end. We could again put our hand to our heart. May I be kind to myself this day. This is our meditation. May I be kind to myself this day. May I be gentle to myself this day. May I be tender to myself this day. May I accept my weaknesses and my failings. Nobody is perfect. And just for a bit of humour, that's always the bit where somebody pipes up who's watched Monty Python. I am. I'm perfect. But realistically, none of us, not one of us, are perfect. So let's continue our day or our week or our life as gentle and tender to ourselves as we can be. Thank you.